Everybody loves a tale of the unexpected. We wake up every morning with some idea of what is going to happen during the day, but we never truly know what might be around the next corner. Life always has the potential to surprise us, and that is just as true for celebrities as it is for you and me. Here are some celebrities who got caught up in moments we never saw coming. South Korean actor and singer Yoon Ho is a performer who likes to give his fans everything. But we don't think he meant to give them quite as much as they got during this performance at SM Town. Striking a brave dance pose, he put a little too much strain on his trousers. They ripped apart, showing the world his red underwear. We can't say for sure, but we think that the fans closest to the stage may have been able to see even more than that. This was certainly a performance neither he or they will ever forget. When you go crowd surfing at one of your own gigs, you're putting yourself in the hands of your fans. Literally. John Coffey frontman David Achter de Molen found that out the hard way when he took a leap of faith at the Pink Pop Music Festival. An eager fan threw a full beer at him, but rather than getting soaked, David caught it in his hand and drank the whole thing before tossing it away. The crowd loved it, giving him a big cheer. There were some suggestions that the incident was faked, but it looks real to us. Have you ever gone to see your favorite band in concert and dreamed of getting on stage with them? Peter Foman did exactly that with Nickelback. Nickelback are very generous with their fans and often give a lucky local supporter the chance to join them on stage to perform their hit song, Rockstar. On this occasion, though, they accidentally chose someone who wasn't local. The concert was happening in Lithuania, and Lucky Peter had come all the way from Odessa, Ukraine. We bet that made all the travel time worth it. Dealing with screaming fans is all part of the job for a big star, and the late Heath Ledger was an icon to women all over the world. This fan seems to have gone crazy when she saw him, screaming in his face. Heath stunned the crowds by running up to her and kissing her, which must have got the hopes up of several other ladies nearby. In the end, it turned out to be a stunt, and the woman was a popular Australian television actress, but it definitely fooled a lot of people at the time. When a singer is on the stage, they want to look out into the crowd and see people having a great time. Enrique Iglesias saw exactly that at one of his concerts when he noticed a boy in a bright yellow t-shirt, dancing like he didn't have a care in the world. Enrique stopped the whole show to bring little Timothy on stage with him so he could show the whole crowd his moves and to thank him for being such a great fan. It's a really touching video, and this is a memory the young boy will treasure for the rest of his life. Performers who like to give theatrical stage shows rely on the stage designers to keep them safe. The designers really let Marilyn Manson down at this gig in New York. He might call himself the Antichrist superstar, but it looks like the gods of fate weren't on his side on this night. A huge piece of scenery containing two giant steel guns came crashing down on him, ending the gig early and putting the legendary rock star in the hospital. Poor Marilyn. Sweet dreams are not made of this. Fortunately, he did not receive life-threatening injuries, although he did have a broken ankle. We bet whoever put the stage together got fired. We also bet that it was a long time before Manson tried to climb up stage decorations again. Actors spend their whole careers dreaming of getting big awards. When the award ceremonies arrive, it can make the actors a little nervous. We think that probably explains why Twilight actress Kristen Stewart dropped her golden popcorn statue when she came to collect it. It fell out of her hands and smashed to pieces, much to her shock. Kristen actually wanted to keep the broken award, but the people organizing the ceremony insisted on sending her a brand new one instead. Rather than asking for the broken trophy back herself, Kristen actually got her mom to phone the event organizers on her behalf. You're a pretty big deal now, Kristen. It's probably time you started handling your personal matters yourself. Every major band will have experienced a fan running on stage with them at least once in their careers. They all deal with it in different ways. Some try to handle the incident themselves. Others will ask security to step in and take the fan away. Most bands don't set stage invaders on fire. Rammstein aren't like most bands. Frontman Till Lindemann saw someone jump out of the crowd and run straight at him, and responded by setting the fan on fire using a hose attached to a burning petrol pump. Nobody in attendance could believe what they were seeing. It eventually became clear that the fan was actually a stuntman, and it was all part of the show, but for a few seconds, it looked like Till had gone crazy. Would your favorite band set a man on fire in the name of entertainment? And if they wouldn't, are they trying hard enough? Playing in New York for the first time was a pretty big deal for the members of South Korean boy band 17. They're huge stars in their home country, and they traveled halfway around the world to find out if they can make it in America. Unfortunately, an overenthusiastic fan nearly ruined it for them. It's not unusual for crowds to throw things at bands, usually gifts or items of clothing. On this occasion, somebody threw a mobile phone, which struck one of the band members and could have caused serious injury. To everybody's relief, the band member was okay, and no real harm was done. Apparently, the fan just wanted the band to take a picture with the phone and throw it back to them. It would have been a lot more polite just to ask. Even the biggest stars in the history of music aren't safe from accidents happening during their performances. Legendary Beatles member Paul McCartney found that out to his cost at a concert in Florida. He was halfway through his performance and walking across the stage when he fell into a giant hole. A piano was supposed to rise out of the hole later on during the concert so Paul could play it, but there was a big problem with that. Nobody had told Paul. Luckily, Paul wasn't hurt, other than a few scratches to his arm, but he wasn't happy. Yesterday, all his troubles seemed so far away, and now he has to deal with poor stage management. He must have had a stern word with somebody when the show was finished, because there were protective barriers around the hole for the next stop on his tour. Some performers like to go on stage, sing their songs, perform their show, and then leave. They don't do a whole lot of talking to the fans between the songs. Katy Perry is not one of those performers. At a gig in Denmark, she took a whole 10-minute portion out of her show to get to know her fans better. With amazing charm and wit, she held the attention of the entire crowd by telling them a story about her niece, and then she asked them to help her to learn their native language. After she picked up a few useful phrases, she invited one lucky fan out of the crowd for a selfie. He couldn't believe how lucky he was, and struggled to hold back tears as they had a conversation. He even managed to persuade her to pucker up as they posed. We think it's safe to say that this fan kissed a girl, and he liked it. When you're an international megastar, it's not always easy to find a place to play. Pick too small a venue, and not all of your fans get to see you. That means you have to look at big stadiums. That's great for capacity, but not so good when the weather decides to turn against you. This was the exact problem facing Taylor Swift during her most recent tour, but be fair to her. Who was really expecting a thunderstorm in New Jersey in July? Also, why doesn't the MetLife Stadium have a roof? Poor Taylor and all her fans got soaked. And even worse, conditions on stage got so wet that she fell over in the middle of one of her songs. She seemed to take it all in her stride though, and popped right back up with a smile on her face. Perhaps we shouldn't be too surprised. After all, she was the one who taught us all to shake it off. Finally, here's another story about a stage invader who went too far. Adam Levine from Maroon 5 has a reputation for driving girls crazy. He's a good-looking guy with an amazing voice, and his fans would do anything to get close to him. That includes interrupting him while he's playing. At a concert in California, one girl somehow managed to break free from security and wrap herself tightly around him. Adam dealt with it like a real professional, gently getting her hands off her neck and keeping her calm until security arrived to take her away. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, and you will be the first to know when a new video comes out. Thank you for watching, and see you soon.